Do you have a dog that chews on things that he shouldn't? Or do you have old t-shirts lying around that you need to do something with? Hi, I'm Cottrell and I'm with the Perkins 4-H Club. And today I will be teaching you how to make braided dog toys. This is what you will need. You will need an old t-shirt that you don't want anymore, a yardstick, a ruler, a permanent marker, some sharp scissors, a cutting mat, and a rotary cutter. And if you don't have these two items, that is perfectly fine. You can just use scissors. And do be careful because the rotary cutter and the scissors are very sharp. Now we need to cut the t-shirt to make the t-shirt yarn. So now that you have your t-shirt laid out and ready to go, if you have scissors, this is the time that I suggest you take a marker and you sketch a straight line right across from the bottom of this armpit to that one. Then you can just help that guide you across. But if you have a rotary cutter, like me, you can use this ruler to help guide you across as well. And then sometimes it won't go completely through. You can just simply cut it a little bit. You also just want to make sure that you put a lot of pressure on it too. And this top piece you will not need, so you can just save this as a rag or just throw it away. So now we need to prepare the shirt for making the t-shirt yarn. So this is where the ruler will come in. You will need to, let's start over here. You will first need to draw a straight line down. This line is there to tell you that you cannot cut past that line. If you do, you will partially ruin the yarn. This line is about a ½ inch away, so that's about how far you're going to want to put this line. Next, you're going to want to start doing your inches. So every inch, you're just going to draw a little line. And then you're going to do the same on the other side. You also want to make sure that you put the same amount of inches, dashes on each side. Okay, now we're prepared to cut. I like to turn it this way to make it more comfortable for me. Now, you can cut through the edge of this, but remember, you cannot cut past this ½ inch line. Oh wait, my ruler. Forgot about that. Remember to put down a lot of pressure so that it can cut all the way through. And don't go past the line. Now, see if you had made it all the way through. That's a pretty good cut. And this could then just continue to do this down to the shirt. Now, when you get down to this last one, you're actually going to go completely through. You don't want that inseam, so you can just completely cut that one off. So now that you have all your strips cut, you're ready to set up and make it into yarn. So just give me a second and I'll go grab everything we need and we'll get started. So now this is my little setup. This is the way that I found it to be the easiest. You're just going to take your yardstick and open this up and just feed it through the middle of that. And then just lay it on the back of two chairs. So now you're going to want to take your scissors. And this first cut is very important. You need to cut not in the two holes pieces. You need to just cut at a slanted angle like this. And then simply cut. Now you will take from this corner to this next corner and cut those two. And you will repeat this process until you get to your last corner. Now, when you get down to this very last notch, then of course there's no more that you can cut with. You just, like the first time you cut it, you're just going to cut it at an angle outwards. And if you did it right, you should get a long continuous string. So now you are prepared, now you're ready to roll up your yarn into a ball. So I recommend just taking 2 fingers, and when you're rolling, you're going to want to also pull to stretch the yarn out. And just wrap it around your fingers a few times. And then when you do it a few times, pull it off. And then the opposite way, start rolling. Don't forget to hold it tight. As you do it. And then if you continue to do this with all of it, you'll get a pretty yarn like this. So once you roll up your yarn, you can do a few other t-shirts to give you a variety of colors. And then you're ready to cut your strings to help make your dog toy. So once you have rolled up your yarn, you can do a couple other shirts, cut up a couple other shirts. So you have a variety of colors, and then you can choose 3 colors that you like. And this is where it becomes kind of tricky, but once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. So each color will have to have 4 strands. The first 2 strands will need to be 45 inches long. 2 in each color. Then the other 2 will need to be 25 inches long. And once you cut all 4, so each of these will have 4, and then they'll be different, like I said. And once you have that, you will be prepared to cut them and put them together. So I'm going to cut a few for you here. Try not to stretch it, because when you do that, you can actually stretch it out, and that's not what you want. So there's the 45. Hold it. Cut it. Set this aside for right now. There you go. The other. There you go. And now that I have my two 45 inches, I will go and do my 25 inches. And you will repeat this with every single color. And now that you have cut them all out, it is time to put them together, tie them together. So what I recommend is taking 3 of each color, the 45 inches, and put them both on the outside. And then take the rest of the shorter ones and put them in the inside, and then tie them together. And now you are ready to braid them. So you'll need to find someone to hold the knot for you really tightly. And now you're ready to braid. So just simply go and braid all the way through until you get to the bottom. You can just tie a knot and then start on your next strands. When you get to the end, just knot it. And then you're ready to start on the next one. And now that you have braided all of your strands, you should have 2 long strands and 2 short ones. And now I'm going to show you how to weave them together. Always start with your right side. Take your right side long strand and put it over like this. Take your left side, put it over this, and then take it under it and under the 2 short strands. It should make a knot like this. And then all you have to do is tie it together, like so. And you can have a friend hold the knot too if you want. And so now you're going to do this the opposite. So now, since you've already done this side, you're going to do it on this side. So take this one, fold it over, fold this piece over, and then under. Like so. And then tighten. It's kind of hard. And now you're going to do the opposite. And then you're just going to want to do it all the way down to the bottom. And if you don't have a partner to help you hold it, you can just tape the ends, and that works just fine too. So now we're finishing up the end. Once you do that, untape it. And depending how long you did it, that's how long your toy will be. And this is all the longer that these were. So now you need to knot these ends, and it doesn't really matter how you knot it. You can knot it any way you want. So. Pull it tight, and then you can cut off these extra bits and your dog toy is done. And once you're done, you can tie the ends like this and trim it a little. I hope you have enjoyed making this t-shirt dog toy with me. And if you're like me and you don't have a dog, you can donate this to a shelter or give it to a friend. And don't forget, you can also enter these in the fair.